Hello guys, welcome back to yet another chapter. I am finally recovered from blasting Magical Doctor in my eardrums. Anyways, I don't have anything else, so let's just get right into this chapter. Mastermind Rise of Anarchy. Read by Clouds. My head in the clouds. Not coming down. Read by Reed MHA. Chapter 41. Tar. It's time. Oh, summary. It's time. Can you guys give me any information than that? Sakashi asked. That's honestly pretty vague. Hitoshi shrugged. My information just told me that there was going to be an attack today, but not where. All I know is that we need to get our heroes ready to mobilize. Our classmates are ready, Uraraka added. But if this is as big as Hitoshi's contact said it was, we are going to need a lot more than a handful of students to handle it. I can't just mobilize based off of nothing, kids, Sukashi groaned. I'd love to help you, but there's nothing really I can do. Hitoshi and Uraraka exchanged glances. They couldn't give out too many details, or these heroes would get to Tartarus before the Pussycats had a chance to kill All for One. But the heroes had to be ready, or else everyone would escape, and not just the villains the League was after. They'd had to get the timing just right. Hitoshi clenched his fists on the sides. It's based off of Mastermind's old plans. Sukashi paled. How many heroes do you need? Mandalay was tense as she followed the guards through security and made her way into Tartarus, her teammates following close behind her, as they had the perfect opportunity to get within the walls of the prison. But if everything went as planned, nothing would be the same from after today. Not only because Mastermind would be out along with everything that went along with that, but they were about to betray the heroes and publicly make themselves into a villain for the sake of revenge. There would be no turning back after this. Where is Muscular kept? Ragdoll asked. It seemed like we've been walking forever. The guards laughed. Yeah, this place is huge. We have to be able to handle the biggest criminals and everyone that the heroes deem too dangerous in a normal prison. Not to mention that this place is built like a maze so that no one can escape. Not that they'd ever get out of their cells. Don't worry. This is just what we like to take extra precautions. Mandalay swallowed. She was doing this for Kota. She could get past whatever they threw at her. She would avenge him. What about S-rank villains? Tiger asked. Are they kept within normal prisoners? No. The guards scowled. They're kept in solitary confinement. Big names like Mastermind and All for One are usually either smart or powerful, or both, and is usually best to keep them away from any potential victims. Tiger nodded. He'd probably been hoping for a bit more detail, but what could they expect? They were inside the highest security prison in the world. They weren't expecting them to just tell them where their targets were. The guards stopped in front of one of the doors. We're here. Just a few reminders before we go inside. Don't get too close to the glass. Obey everything we tell you to do, and try not to give them any information about the outside world. Muscular probably won't be smart enough to do anything with it, but he's still with the policey. Alright, let's go. He pressed an almost invisible button, and the door slid open. Mandalay took a deep breath, and felt her teammates grab on to her hands and shoulders in solitary. As they walked inside, Muscular, the man who had not only killed Kota, but buried his parents too, was standing on the other side of the thick panel of glass, and grinned as they came in.
When they said I had a visitor, I wasn't expecting you to come, so I couldn't complete the set. So, did you come so I could complete the set?
It took everything in her power not to jump forward and attack him right then and there, but at least his evil smirk and the fact that he was laughing even now in Tartarus swept away the last of her doubts. Some villains deserve to die.
Cack out your tongue?
Muscular laughed loudly.
What? I thought that was a good one.
I would apologize, Mandalay spat, but I'm not sorry for what I'm about to do. Muscular's smile faded, and Mandalay looked over at Ragdoll, who nodded and reached into her pocket. Mandalay followed suit and grabbed the device Hawks had given her that morning. It had been designed by Lavra specifically to be undetectable to Tartarus security systems, and she knew that if she did this, that it was. She could never be a hero again. She pressed the button and the room went dark. Pussycats came through, Shota said excitedly. Power's out.
Perfect,
Shigaraki grinned.
Good work, Labra. Compress. Get us our army.
Why, of course. Mr. Compress grabbed a large marble from his bag and activated his quirk on it before throwing it into the water, besides the tiny fishing boat they were currently riding on. I do wonder if having a full warship is a bit overkill. It was hell to train my quirk to fit it.
It's Tartarus. Nothing is overkill, Dobby muttered.
What are we waiting for? Fire.
The villains on the warship scrambled into action. Soon enough, there was a torpedo headed straight for Tartarus walls. The building shook slightly when it hit, but it was going to take a lot more than that for them to get inside.
Shoto grinned and created a thick pass of ice as he ran towards the prison. Shigaraki and Dabi followed close behind him. He couldn't wait to see Izuku again. Izuku smiled as the lights went out. It seemed like the plan was finally in motion. The sounds of glass shattering in the dark, and Muscular didn't waste any time barreling his way towards the pussycats. Looks like today's my lucky day. Let me show you. Show me your blood! The four of them all had their night vision goggles pulled down, but even so had to scramble to dodge his attack. Mandalay fell in a roll and growled as she got to her feet. I'm not going to let you hurt anyone else. Muscular let out a loud laugh. Really? What are you gonna do about it? Harass me again? I'm already in prison. No, Mandalay growled mentally, protecting her voice into his head as loud as she could. We're thinking of doing something more permanent. Oh? Muscular looked almost impressed as he fell into a fighting stance. This is gonna be fun. Tiger lunged forward and wrapped his arms around Muscular to try to keep him from growing his muscles. As Pixie Bob controlled the dust in the room to inflict his lungs, Ragdoll hung back, since there wasn't much she could do quirkless, and Mandalay pulled out a syringe with a quirk-canceling serum. All the samples she and So had gotten them weren't large, but it was enough to make 2 doses. One for all, and the other for their test run. Muscular growled and flexed enough to throw Tiger across the room. You're gonna have to do better than that. I'm so excited to kill all of you! Mandalay readied the syringe and ran towards the battle cry. She ran straight into Muscular's grasp, ignoring when he grabbed her arm tight enough for something to snap. She hardly even felt the pain as she jabbed the needle into the nearest available muscle. This is for you, Coda, you monster! There was a terrifying second where she was afraid the serum hadn't worked before Muscular's muscles started deflating. What? What did you do to me? Where are my muscles? Gone, Mandalay spat. Just like any chance of you surviving this fight. Tiger grabbed Muscular's arms and pinned them to his side as Mandalay and Pixie Bob rushed forward, both punching and clawing at him as hard as they could. After that was clear, Muscular was on the defense. Ragdoll moved to join them. They may have rescued heroes, but that didn't mean they didn't know how to use brute force. When it would have been easier with the weapons, they couldn't bring anything that wasn't a part of their normal costumes. So the claws and fists would have to do. A few minutes after taking a beating, Muscular was looking very roughed, and he lifted his head to yell at them, creating an opening that Mandalay took advantage of. She dug her claws across his throat with a hiss as he grabbed and started to inhale his own blood. The others didn't back off until he went limp. Tiger dropped him as he flopped lifelessly onto the ground. Pixie Bob checked his pulse. After a long moment, she stood up and nodded. We did it. Good, Ragdoll said decisively. One down, one to go. And that was the end of the chapter. Oh my god, guys, this is getting so good. 41 is done. There's only 8 more. I don't want it to be done. I can't wait. I'm so excited. Alright, guys, I don't have anything else. So I'll see you all in the next chapter or video or whatever the hell I'm planning on doing. Have a great day /night / whatever time of day it is for you, and I will see you later. Peace.